Hello everyone, welcome to step 3 in this 3-part video series on how to make a convex butcher tool for chasing. So, like in the other butcher tool videos that we have made, we are going to take and heat up this end to critical, or the struck end to critical temperature first. We want to make sure that we put it in the fire and that you bring it up to temperature very slowly. If you bring it up to temperature too quickly, you can stress the material and therefore develop some stress fracturing later on. So again, bring this up really slow to critical. Then what we will do is we will bring it out and then we will put the cutting edge or the working end of the tool back in the fire and bring it up to critical as well. When we do that, we'll go in for the quench. So I'll go over to the quench bucket and explain what we're doing here in just 1 second. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to explain how this is going to work. So say this is our tool here, although it is not, it's just a piece of mild steel. We are going to take and grip it in the center of the tool. And what we are doing here is a one-step hardening and tempering of this actual tool. Now this is perfectly sufficient for all chasing tools like this, as it is not required for them to have a really good through temper. You just want the ends to be hardened but not brittle enough to actually do the work. Now chasing tools are generally a lot harder. You'll find that they need to be a lot harder than, you know, tools that are going to just be cutting hot steel or something of that nature, or softer materials like copper, etc., etc. So we're only going to take and draw this back to a bronze color to about a pale straw. From a pale straw to a bronze color at the cutting edge, and then definitely a bronze color on the hitting end. Now I use soft face hammers so I can strike hardened tool steel tools, and therefore I only have to replace the hammer after it gets so mushroomed out versus a bunch of little tiny chasing tools. So we'll come out, we will quench just the tip and get it to where it cools off. Then we will flip the struck end before it loses critical temperature, cool it off like so, and then we will take a little sandstone and we'll just buff that edge, that cutting edge, and we will let that temper to a bronze color and then cool the entire tool, just like so. So that'll be the step process. It'll happen fairly quickly. That's why I'm explaining it ahead of time. And so let's go ahead. I'll come back to you as soon as this is up to critical, and we'll go ahead and get that done. So we're waiting for these heat colors to rise here, and I'm hoping you guys can see this decently on the camera. It's definitely hard to get this all up there, but it's about at a pale straw now. See if I can zoom in a little closer. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's at a really pale straw now, and now it's starting to turn into a bronze. So at this point we're going to quench the whole tool. Just like so. So this is a one-step tempering process, and it it was briefly, it was almost there to starting to turn into like a light purple color. And once it gets that far, you're almost over tempering a tool that's going to be engaging cold steel and potentially high carbon tool steel. So, but this is, I stopped this just in time before it went too far. So this edge isn't incredibly brittle, but yet it'll still hold up. And you know, of course, the struck end is nice and hard, but it also tempered somewhat to the fact that this heated from the center out to this end. Now, the struck end's less important than what the business end is here, or the working end of the tool. So just make sure that you get the working end of the tool hard, and if this over tempers, it's not a problem. It'll just mushroom a little bit, and you just clean off the mushrooming. So that's it. That's a pretty simple process. One last thing to take and say, this is being made. This was made from coil spring. Car coil spring is what this was actually made from, and so this particular, you know, coil spring and off of this roll hardens very well in water. You know, you can use a slower quenchant like oil, like a parts 50 or motor oil or something of that nature, and quench in it, or vegetable oil. I would recommend vegetable oil over motor oil for obvious health reasons, but you want this tool to be very, very hard and tough because it's going to have to chisel into cold material. So just keep that in mind. Do a little experiment in your own shop, but I harden all of these coil spring tools in water right here. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll leave links in the description and up here in the cards, right around in here somewhere, to the videos that you can watch on this subject, the other butcher tool videos, and hopefully you guys will, you know, check those out, and this will be a help for you in the long run. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section, and like always, God bless you, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.